Store-bought orange juice tastes fresh. That's the whole point. But if you've ever wondered why a carton of orange juice tastes almost exactly the same in January, April, August, and November, you're asking the right question, because oranges don't taste the same year-round. So how does orange juice? The answer is stranger than most people realize. Orange juice is supposed to come from oranges, but some of the biggest orange juice companies in the world store juice for months in giant oxygen-free tanks. The process helps keep the juice from spoiling. There's just one problem. Removing the oxygen also removes many of the compounds that make orange juice taste fresh. Some orange juice can spend many months in storage before it ever reaches your glass. Yet somehow, when you open the carton, it still tastes like it was squeezed yesterday. How? The strange part isn't that this is some hidden secret. It's standard industry practice. Because when you picture orange juice, you probably imagine someone squeezing oranges into a glass. Not massive storage tanks, not food scientists, and definitely not an entire industry built around making orange juice taste exactly the same every time you buy it. So how did one of the most familiar drinks on Earth become something that needs science to taste fresh? To answer that, we need to start with a problem orange juice companies have been fighting for. Fresh orange juice doesn't stay fresh for very long. The moment an orange is squeezed, oxygen begins changing the juice. Flavor compounds start breaking down. The aroma slowly fades. The taste begins drifting away from what came out of the fruit. For a company trying to sell orange juice all year long, that's a huge problem. Oranges are harvested during specific seasons. Consumers buy juice every day. The math doesn't work unless the juice can be stored, so producers developed a solution. After oranges are squeezed, much of the oxygen is removed from the juice. The juice is then stored in enormous tanks that can hold millions of gallons. Without oxygen, the juice can be preserved for long periods while maintaining quality. It allows companies to keep orange juice on store shelves year-round. But there was an unexpected consequence. Many of the compounds responsible for the fresh orange aroma disappear during storage. The juice survives, but part of the experience doesn't. And what the industry did next created an entire profession most people have never heard of. For most consumers, this is where the story becomes surprising. The orange juice itself is still real orange juice. The oranges are real. The juice isn't being replaced, but after months in storage, some of the aromas people associate with fresh squeezed juice have faded. That left companies with a challenge. How do you make orange juice taste familiar when part of its natural aroma has disappeared? The answer created an industry most people never think about. Quick side note, if you enjoy kitchen gadgets as much as I do, I've linked a few orange juice and kitchen favorites below. Now, back to the story. That profession is the reason your orange juice tastes familiar every time you buy it. Companies called flavor houses specialize in studying, analyzing, and recreating aromas. When orange juice loses some of its natural flavor during storage, flavor houses develop what are known as flavor packs. These blends are typically created using compounds derived from oranges and other natural citrus sources. Their job is simple: restore the taste profile consumers expect. Most people assume every carton of orange juice gets its flavor naturally from the fruit alone, but maintaining a consistent taste from one carton to the next is far more complicated than most people realize. The first time many people learn this, they feel like they've uncovered some secret, hidden in plain sight. And in a way, they have. But flavor isn't the only challenge the industry faces. Think about the last few cartons of orange juice you've purchased. They probably tasted almost identical. That's remarkable when you consider that oranges are agricultural products. Rainfall changes, temperatures change, growing conditions change. Some harvests produce sweeter fruit, others produce more acidic fruit. Nature creates variation. Consumers expect consistency. Flavor packs help bridge that gap. Over time, orange juice became less about what a specific harvest tasted like and more about maintaining a recognizable flavor profile. And then another challenge appeared, one that threatened the oranges themselves. Over the last 2 decades, citrus greening disease has become one of the biggest threats facing orange growers. The disease weakens trees and often produces fruit that tastes more bitter. Production in major growing regions has dropped significantly compared to historical levels. In Florida, orange production has fallen so dramatically that some groves producing oranges today produced several times more fruit just a few decades ago. Growers have spent years fighting back, replacing trees, testing treatments, searching for long-term solutions. For an industry that depends entirely on healthy oranges, the impact has been enormous. And it arrived at the same time consumers were beginning to change their habits. For decades, orange juice was a breakfast staple, a refrigerator essential, but consumption has steadily declined. Some consumers became concerned about sugar, others switched to different beverages, and younger generations simply grew up with more choices. The result is a strange situation. Orange juice remains one of the most recognizable drinks on earth, yet the industry behind it faces challenges from every direction. Changing consumer habits, crop disease, rising costs, and the constant pressure to make every carton taste exactly right. Which brings us back to the glass sitting on your breakfast table. Because the story of orange juice isn't really about oranges, it's about expectations. People want juice that tastes fresh every single time. Even when seasons change, even when harvests change, even when months pass between the orchard and the store shelf. So the industry created a system: orchards, storage tanks, missing oxygen, flavor scientists, and carefully rebuilt aromas, all working together to create the taste most people simply assume comes straight from the fruit. And once you know that, it's hard to look at orange juice the same way again, because what looks like one of the simplest drinks in your refrigerator may actually be one of the most engineered foods in your kitchen. Now, if you enjoyed this, tap like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, what food should I break down next?